Hey everyone, my name is Chloe, and today I'm going to be doing my March in and out. So every month what I do is I tell you about all the books that I'm hauling for the month, as well as the books that I'm unhauling. And you guys, this stack is just the haul stack, and it is sitting on my lap, and so it is hefty. However, I am unhauling even more. So it is going to be a big video. Grab a tea, grab a coffee, grab a drink, snack, whatever you need. And let's get into it. So these books, the majority of them are arcs that my sweet, sweet friend Bree from, it's Bree Unabashedly on Instagram. She used to be here on YouTube. She's Bree Hill. Falling for Romance. She's had a couple different names, and she's just a godsend. She's the sweetest, kindest person, and she's going through some stuff right now, and yet she's sending me book mail. So if you know Bree, you love Bree, and she's awesome. But so most of these are from her, and most of them are arcs. So we'll just get into it and start talking. The first one is not. The first one is a Pango buy. So you guys, all of these that I'm unhauling will go on my Pango bookstore. And with any money that I get from Pango, so you sell your books, Pango takes a portion and you get the rest as Pango bucks, or you can have them sent to your bank account. Well, I just leave them as Pango bucks and then I shop. So I bought a big box for my kids that they don't know about yet, and I got myself one book. So The Last Mrs. Parrish is the book that I got for myself, and this is by Liv Constantine, and this is a book that has been around forever and ever, and I have heard nothing but good things, and I really don't know that much about it, except that it's a woman who's really envious of this other woman, and sinister things that go on. Like I said, somehow I'm not spoiled by this, but I think it's got a really good ending. It's on the back. Reese Witherspoon says, filled with envy, deception, and power, it's a great reading escape, and there's a thrilling twist at the end. So yeah, I've heard a lot of big things about the twist, and I think I'm going to really like this. It's a Target Club pick. Yeah, debut thriller. I didn't know that, but I'm excited. These next two I got from the publisher, so thank you to Forever Publishing for sending these my way. And the first one is The Good Luck Cafe by Annie Raines. So Annie Raines, I really like her, and I think this cover is just really sweet. This is Moira Green. That is a tongue twister. Is perfectly content with her life. She has a rewarding career and plenty of wonderful friends, including the members of her weekly book club. Then everything in her life goes topsy-turvy when the town council plans to demolish the site of her mother's beloved cafe to make room for much-needed parking. Moira is determined to save her mother's business, so she swallows her pride and asks Gil Ryan for help. Moira and Somerset Lake's mayor were good friends once. They could laugh at everything, and then something changed one night. And now, with Gil supporting the council's plans, she has to find another way to save the place. So I think it's going to be a little enemies to lovers, maybe second chance romance. I don't really know, but book club and cafe is what got me on this, and I like Annie Raines, so I'm excited to give it a shot. Next is Ellie is Cool Now. This one is, let's see. Yeah, this is also Forever Publishing. Meet the girl who's most likely to make everything worse. TV writer Ellie Jenkins worked her butt off to put her nerdy outcast teen years behind her. So there's a certain delicious irony in the fact that she works for a hit show about popular high school kids when she was so not cool. And now she's been offered the promotion of a lifetime if she attends her reunion. But Ellie's memory of high school hell isn't nearly as traumatic as the reality. No one at the reunion is what Ellie expected, not her ex-best friend, is her secret crush, etc. Well, I just read a book called The Good, Bad, and Ugly Men I've Dated or something, which, like I said in my wrap-up, the title of that has nothing to do with the book, but it was about a high school reunion and about a girl who wanted to re-find confidence as a 20-something or 30-something even after not being cool in high school, and I actually really enjoyed it. And so this kind of made me think of that, and I'm excited to give it a shot. It looks fun. So I'm assuming there's going to be a romance, but we'll see. Okay, so now we get into the stack from Bree. So the first one is The Chateau by Jacqueline Goldis. So I have read some other things by Jacqueline Goldis, but this is a thriller, and that's what I read from her before was a historical, so I'm interested. This is about a girl, a bunch of girls, I think, that go to one of their grandmother's chateaus in France somewhere, and then bad things start happening, I think. A dream girls trip to a luxurious French chateau devolves into a deadly nightmare of secrets and murder in this stylish, twisty thriller for fans of Lucy Foley, Ruth Ware, and Lisa Jewell. So yeah, I think the grandma dies maybe, and then the women are trying to figure out what happens. So it comes out May 23rd, and I'm really excited to give this a shot. So sounds good. Next is Verena Palladino's Jersey Italian love story, which is just, it sounds funny to me. This one doesn't say when it comes out. February 2023, so I think it's probably already out. An utterly delightful and surprising family drama. Think Moonstruck and My Big Fat Greek Wedding in New Jersey, about a boisterous, complicated Italian family determined to help their widowed mother find a new boyfriend. I don't really need to read any more than that. That sounds fun. This cover is really fun. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of foodie. And like it's got these definitions in the front, like Italian slang probably. So I think it is going to be really fun. Next is Lisa Jewell's new book. So none of this is true. This is not the cover. This is, cover to be revealed. It comes out in August. So this is super early, and I'm really honored to have this, even though it wasn't sent to me. And I don't even know what it's about. Honestly, the chapters are super short, as Lisa Jewell always does, and they're not chapters, they're dates. So let's see. Prepare to be hooked. The nail-biting suspense from the addictive #1 million, blah, 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 whatever. So celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summers crosses path with an unassuming woman. That's enough. Electric sharpener right by my feet. Good idea. So she's celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub. She's a podcaster. She runs into an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie is also celebrating her 45th birthday. In fact, they're birthday twins. A few days later, they bump into each other again outside her children's school. She's been listening to her podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. I don't really want to know a whole lot more. I don't know. If female friendship, we'll see. So, sounds really good. There's a lot of praise for her on the back. So, let's see. Next is The Darlings by Hannah McKinnon. So, you are cordially invited to the Cape Cod wedding of the season. At age 92, I just paused to make sure I read that right. Tish Darling is the matriarch and protector of what's left of the Darling family fortune, including the old Cape Cod beach house. So I love beach house stories. This is why I love Ellen Hildebrand, is because she writes everything in Nantucket. So it's a place she hasn't returned to since a family tragedy one perfect summer day long ago. Now, though, her favorite granddaughter is getting married, and Tish has returned armed with a wedding gift that lays bare an old family secret. So, and then we get 3 generations, I think. And there's a lot of old grudges, fresh hopes. Sounds like a women's fiction that I'm going to love. And set in Cape Cod, what more can you want? Next is The Long Way Back by Nicole Bart. And I've never heard of this. This comes out in June. And this says, good mamas don't let their babies grow up to be Instagram stars. And I don't know why, that just makes me laugh. But mother and daughter Charlie and Eva never sought social media fame. But when a stunning photo of Eva went viral, fame found them. Now, after more than 2 years documenting life on the road in their vintage Airstream trailer, the duo has temporarily settled on the north shore of Lake Superior. Eva's happy finishing her senior year of high school and applying to college, but Charlie longs for the adventures they left behind. When Eva goes missing less than a week before her graduation, it's Charlie who's immediately suspected of foul play, not just by their fans, but also by the police and the FBI. As a fight about one more road trip comes to light, the truth about their relationship is questioned. Charlie realizes the rosy facade they portrayed online hid a complicated and potentially dangerous reality. Now, to clear her name and find out what's happened to her daughter, she'll have to confront her own role in Eva's disappearance and whether she knows her daughter at all. So, mother-daughter relationships, I love this. I think this is it sounds a little thrillery. Author of Everything We Didn't Say. So, I haven't heard of that, but sounds good. Next is Maybe Next Time by Seska Major. One Day means Groundhog Day. So both of those are stories where you kind of keep reliving the same day in different ways. But in this heartwarming and emotionally poignant novel about a stressed woman who must relive the same day over and over, keeping her family and work life from imploding as she attempts to spare her husband from an unfortunate fate. So I love books that play with time. either through time travel or through like what might have been alternate realities, or like this, who is reliving the same day over and over. So I think her husband dies and then the day starts over and her husband's alive. So she's trying to figure that out. It sounds really good. I'm excited to try it. And then not last, but Christy Woodson Harvey, The Wedding Veil. I like Christy Woodson Harvey. She writes really good women's fiction, chick lit, not chick lit, but definitely more like women's fiction. And this book actually made me think a lot of Nicole from the Girly Girl Bookworm, because the wedding is kind of a buzzword for her. I think she's read some Christy Woodson Harvey and I think she likes her, but this is, I'm not sure if this is an arc or not. I don't know when it comes out or if it already has, but I will leave it linked down below. So it's present day in 1914. Interesting. Julia Baxter's wedding veil. In present day, Julia Baxter's wedding veil has passed through her family as a symbol of a happy marriage, but on her wedding day, something tells her that even the veil isn't enough to make her vows last forever. Meanwhile, her grandmother Babs is having her own romance troubles. Love that. I'm here for it. Though she hopes her move to a retirement community is a new beginning, she doesn't expect to run into an old flame. Doop, doop, doop. And then in 1914, Elizabeth Vanderbilt is struggling to manage Biltmore Estate after her husband's death. She's determined to uphold the Vanderbilt legacy and prepare her daughter Cornelia to inherit it in spite of her deteriorating financial situation. But Cornelia has dreams of her own, and she's torn between tradition and a future outside of Biltmore's gilded gates. So I wonder if the veil maybe is from that time, I'm assuming, and how this is all connected. Sounds good. Okay, then the last one is from Bree, is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. So this one I think is out, and it is about a group of writers that go to this island, maybe. I don't know if it's an island or not, but they're going to an exclusive writer's retreat. It's publish and perish. So they're going to write books, and I think they start dying. I'm not sure. They must all complete an entire novel from scratch during the next month, and the author of the best one will receive a life-changing 7-figure publishing deal. Let's see. But when one of the writers vanishes during a snowstorm, Alex realizes that something sinister is afoot. So that's all I need to know. It says a claustrophobic and propulsive thriller exploring the dark side of female relationships and fame. The Writing Retreat is an unputdownable debut novel. So I've heard pretty good things about this. I've seen more people haul this than actually read it. So we'll see. And it comes with, it came with like a little map and a schedule. So that's really interesting. And then the last one that I am bringing into my house is my book of the month pick. And this is The Soulmate. And this one I think is about a couple who goes and gets this like coastal cottage. And you guys, the amount of interruptions, I'm sorry. But they get at this coastal cottage, and it's a place where a lot of people go to commit suicide. And so the husband literally like talks people off the ledge almost daily, and then one time he doesn't, and somebody falls. And did she fall? Was she pushed? We find out that he knows her, and so it says, what happens when love pushes you to the edge? I think I'm saying the right plot of that. Now with that, I'm kind of questioning it, and yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I'm excited. I love Sally Hepworth, so I'm gonna read this regardless. So now let's get into the unhauls. Some of this is stuff that like I've read this month, and some is, this is starting to drive me crazy, like the bookshelf unorganization. I don't have space for any more bookshelves, and I have nonfiction piled on top that you can't see. So like I have no more space for, these are just the books that I've read. And so I went through them, not ruthlessly, but enough that I am just going to get rid of things that I either don't remember very well or I remember thinking was just on the decent side. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, this is a bigger stack. The first is Who is Maud Dixon by Alexander Andrews. And I liked this one. It's about a ghostwriter who is like, she's writing and nobody knows who she actually is. And it kind of gave me Verity vibes, but I liked Verity so much better. And they're not the same story at all, but let's see. Florence Darrow is a low-level publishing employee who believes that she's destined to be a famous writer. When she stumbles into a job as the assistant to the brilliant and enigmatic novelist known as Maud Dixon, whose true identity is a secret, it appears that the universe is finally providing Florence's big chance. The arrangement seems perfect. Maud Dixon, who she discovers her real name is Helen Wilcox, can be prickly, but she's full of pointed wisdom, not only on how to write, but also how to live. Florence quickly falls under Helen's spell and eagerly accompanies her to Morocco, where Helen's new novel is set. Amid the colorful streets of Marrakesh and the windswept beaches of the coast, Florence's life, blah, 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 blah. I just feel like I was kind of bored reading this. Not Verity vibes, except that it, like, I think she does do some ghostwriting. Maybe she's just the assistant. I obviously don't remember, so I'm going to give this to somebody else. It's a hardback in pretty much perfect condition. I think I listened to it on audio, so this will go on Pango. Next is this one, A Love to Last Forever, and I actually remember really liking this book, but it's number 2 in a series, and in my review I wrote that you could definitely tell it was part of a series, so I either have the choice to collect the rest of the series or get rid of this one, and so my choice is to get rid of it. This is about Beth Gallatin. She's always wanted to settle down, but she doesn't. And I can't remember a whole lot about this. As a past fraught with unwise choices and guilt invades their world, will Nick and Beth find the courage to embrace love? So it's a Christian fiction, and I liked it. I just am not going to read it again. I remember it's historical. Yeah, November 1879. I liked it, but I'm not going to own the whole series. I don't need to own it. I can read it from the library if I want to. That's kind of the same with this. This is Hope Ramsey, A Wedding on Lilac Lane. I can't remember where this fits in a series, but it was just like a 3-star book for me, so I'm going to let that go. I was just talking about Annie Raines, but The Summer Cottage, the kind of same. It was just a mediocre one for me, and I don't have the desire to own the whole series, so I'm going to let this go in case somebody else is trying to collect the whole series. Then we've got Her by Harriet Lane. This is a thriller. You don't remember her, but she remembers you. So this is about 2 women who, like, one knows the other and the other doesn't remember her. And it's a thriller, and it was fine. I just don't need to keep it. Next is Would I Lie to You? And this is, she could lose the perfect life if she tells the truth. And so this is about, all I remember is, like, this is about this woman who just lies to everybody all the time. And it's like, would I lie to you? Yes, I would, because she's constantly lying. And if you guys have been around here for a while, like that whole web of lies trope or whatever, I can't stand it. It just gets annoying. Like, just communicate, tell the truth. Why? You know, of course you're going to get in trouble. So, yeah. This is blurbed by Sarah Pierce, who I'm reading a book from. So, yikes. I don't know. Next is The Firekeeper's Daughter, and this one I actually liked a lot, but it's hefty, and I will not reread it, and it's in great condition. It's Reese's Book Club. I know somebody else will want this. This cover is really pretty, but I just thought it was all right, so I'm going to let it go. Next is The Other People by C.J. Tudor. I think I don't like C.J. Tudor. I don't know why I kept this book in the first place. I was kind of confused. I thought there was a lot of big plot holes. So this one's going on my bookshelf. Next is a series that I'm not sure what the order is, but I liked the series when I read it, but I don't think it's something I'll ever reread. And I think the time I read it, it was better than it would be if I read it now. And that's the Faking It series by Cora Carmack. So it's Faking It, Finding It, Losing It. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure what order they go in, but it's a new adult series that is not as steamy as the cover would imply, but the subject matter is about losing your virginity, and it's a loss of innocence as well as the physical stuff, and I liked that part. And I liked the first book, which was Losing It, I guess. I liked the first one better than the rest, and I won't reread this series, so give it up to somebody else. Next is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. So this one is a fun one. It's unique. It's about 2 sisters who get into this circus thing, and this is really pretty cover too. It's pristine condition, but I don't have it. I read it, and I don't have any desire to continue with the series, which means I don't really need to hold this because I don't think I'll reread it, and somebody else I know will enjoy this. So let's let it go. Next is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. You guys know I just read this and DNF'd it, so enough said. Next, I'm going to be putting some Sudoku and crossword puzzles on there because we have a ton that are untouched. And, when in my life am I going to have time to do this? I don't think ever, so there's that. Next is Greenwich Park by Catherine Faulkner. This was a really anticipated thriller for me that just didn't live up to the hype about, suburban moms doing thrillery things. Then a couple more. Little Wartime Library I just read, and this is about a woman who starts a library in the underground tube station of London during World War II, and then what happens when the war ends. And I loved the community. I really enjoyed this book, but the slowness bothered me, and I know I won't read it again because it's pretty chunky and it is pretty slow. So while I enjoyed this book, I don't need to have a physical copy on my shelf. And then last is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This was a book of the month copy that I just got and read, and it's about a couple who has divorced because of a tragedy, and now they are co-parenting and co-running a business together, and they're not sure if they should have divorced. And it's really spurred on by him starting to date somebody else. And I just thought, like, while I know the connection was there between the guy and the gal, and like the thing they experienced was really triggering and really hard, and like not triggering in that I can't read about it, but in that I could relate. Like I could understand how that would tear a marriage apart, and how like you may be so deep in tragedy that you're not thinking rationally about ending your marriage. Like I could understand all that, and I can see why they would be like, maybe now that we're 2 years past, like maybe we made the wrong decision. However, what we hear from them is all like lusty thoughts. And so like, I know that's not all that was there, and yet that's all that seemed to be there. And I thought it got too steamy, and I just wanted more from this. So I'm going to let it go. I think Kennedy Ryan is probably just a little steamier than I generally like, but I know a lot of people are loving this book, so put it on Pango. So that is everything that I'm hauling and unhauling. It feels good to kind of out with the old, in with the new. I will continue to go through these shelves probably pretty brutally soon because I just need some organization in my life, and this is chaotic. So that's it. I'll keep everything linked down below, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.